It's one of the greatest things is like when people walk past, they're interrupted from their day-to-day and they see a space that they've never seen before in this light and they imagine how they can contribute back. And that's exactly what we're looking for.
Muralisto is really the perfect nexus between community development and public art. Public art is not a common tool for social change, but it speaks to all of us and it makes such an impact on our communities in a symbolic sense, in a tangible sense. And so I think offering this really creative, free expression to people as a form of activism really will reach out to a lot of people and has already reached out to a lot of people.
We have this really large divide between the community members and artists for any type of public art that's being put up. Usually the curation is sort of up to the council or some private body. So we want to really give power and ownership back to the people who are going to be experiencing and witnessing the art every day and want them to feel this solid connection with it.
We actually won the 2016 Tech Fugees with Art Crew as a project idea.
Which is pretty crazy because it was like a tech hackathon and it was the first time globally an art solution had ever won.
Yeah.
So we're pretty stoked.
Yeah. We won and got funding to launch that project this year. That was really, again, where we as Muralisto sit and see ourselves going and providing opportunities for those that may not get a chance to magnify their voice otherwise. So it's really a platform for that.
Another really obvious impact that we've seen is from some of our first workshop participants for our Welcome Walls project. They've gone out and painted a number of murals by themselves and have gained a lot of confidence in their own artistic ability, and it's really good to see not only them but other participants of our workshops sort of using the skills that we've helped them develop and seeing it empower them.
I think this year as well we're really excited to further that research and understanding of the long-term impact of public art and collaboration within community and understand how that space is used, how many people or get-togethers happen.
We're just doing a project in Mossman to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the attack on Sydney Harbour. One thing that we all did together was this big mandala which everyone added a little bit to symbolise the inclusiveness and the team that we had down there, and it's pretty appropriate to sort of replace this where an old gun turret used to be lying with a nice symbol of peace and where we're at now, I guess.
I invite me to come to here, and then I join with the other artists, and then I put my idea, what I feel here, what I feel about the Australian Navy, because they good people. I do the hair like wave. If you see behind me, the background, the wave come up like this from oceans. It's power, energy, and hope. All right?
Yeah, we're doing this to pay respect to the soldiers who served in the war. I'm a bit of a painter myself. I've always done a bit of painting and creative drawing, so I thought why not come down here and have a crack at the wall.
I think one thing that can be attributed to it is just this overwhelming sense of information and constant flooding of different issues that we're going through and not knowing how to make that first step. So often I hear people say that they're not creative, for example, and that's not true. Like, creativity is within all of us, and so is the ability to make change.
What we're trying to do is really enlighten these people to the fact that they can make significant change in their community, and just wake them up to that simple fact, and then hopefully that will get them motivated.
I don't think anyone would deny that racism and exclusion exists very pervasively within communities all over Western Sydney. So that's an issue that we decided to tackle as one of the biggest. We've also worked with young people in areas of bullying, and really whatever problems are really present within the communities, that's what we want to tackle.
Environmental messages and using sustainable materials is also a big one that we work with, and I think that's just also really relevant right now. It's all really project by project and what comes out of the kind of consultation with the community. But for example, when we worked on Welcome Walls, which was a really awesome project that we launched in January this year, we were working with about 30 different people, some with artist backgrounds, some teachers, some youth ambassadors, all with refugee and migrant backgrounds. And a lot of the common themes that came out of that were things like universal messages of love, of acceptance, interconnectedness, the connection to the natural world and how we're all part of this bigger picture, and that if we can pull out and realize that, that might kind of help us reconnect to the human story. One of our biggest issues is definitely finding walls, so we're always scouting for new locations that have big impact, and I think a lot of the concern around that has to do with public education around the arts, especially here in Sydney where it's not nearly as celebrated as other places in Australia. People need to be a little bit more open-minded about public art. It isn't necessarily permanent or the be-all and end-all. It's a changing canvas, and that reflects the ever-changing society that we live in, and it's a really exciting time for you guys to be a part of that. So if you have a wall, we would love to chat with you and have a consultation.
We want to create discussion and encourage controversy and really engage people. These are our shared public spaces. We should make them meaningful and places of discussion.
And definitely like safe places for those discussions to happen, and non-personal. Like we can create a stimulus that really brings to the surface some positive conversation that hopefully initiates some change and understanding.